I can fix it right up. All over the floor. Can you beat it? Look, if you only got a job here, and you ain't stuck on Chuck, there's no reason why you and I can't be good friends, is there? Sure there ain't.
Hold still, Keith.
We could go out sometime, couldn't we? Just you and me?
You'd better go. Right now, if you please.
But I'm going to see you again, ain't I?
I'm sure I don't know.
Well, then I'll call you up on the telephone.
I wouldn't even know your name.
Pardon me, I forgot. Why, I'm Steve Brody. You heard of me, ain't you?
No.
Gee. Well, anyway, I'll call you up, lady.
You ain't still sore at me, are you? Oh, we ain't gonna let nothing come between you and me. She's a swell girl, Swipes. Honest she is. Oh, by the way, your cat's got kittens again. 4 he's and 7 she's. Ha! That's... Me friends and me's gonna give a picnic and we're going down to the beach. You come on, go along, and then we'll go back home, you and me together, huh?
Gee, it's wonderful here, ain't it?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've been batting around with all the tramps and Good Time Charlie so long, it seems like a dream being out with anybody like you. Lucy. And it sure took a lot of nerve telling you I loved you and expecting you to believe it. You do believe it, don't you?
Yes, Steve.
And you love me, too?
Of course I do.
Then what's worrying you, honey bunch?
You know.
Chuck, eh?
Mm-hmm.
What are you worrying about a guy like that for?
Well, I wouldn't want to hurt him. He's been so good to me.
Well, you got to think of yourself, too. Are we going to go on like this forever? Always going places so people can't see us?
Steve.
Yeah.
You don't mind if I ask you something, do you?
No.
How do you make your money?
Gambling.
But isn't that against the law?
Sure, but what of it? Maybe the law's wrong. You don't think keeping a saloon is better?
It's honest.
Well, I'll be keeping a saloon one of these days. A big one, too. Bigger than Connor's.
Why is it that you two are such great enemies?
Because we both want the same things. You, for instance.
You know, I believe if Chuck knew I was in love with you, he'd kill us both.
Yeah? What do you think I'd be doing?
How does it fit, Chuck? Perfect, the lad. Perfect. Look it over, will you? All right, what is it? Let's go down where the bathing beauties are. Come on. Come on.
Gentlemen of the Fourth Ward, line up.
a better one. Brody. Steve.
Well, well, if it ain't Mr. Herman. How is the big brewer from uptown?
See, we was looking all over for you. Oh, this is my partner, Mr. Romo. Let's take a little walk down the stem. We'd like to have a few words with you on the QT, huh?
Sure.
You see the trouble with the brewery? That is what bothers us. Our beer is not represented on the Bowery. We are closed out on all sides.
You see, Mr. Brody, we brew the best lager beer in the United States. But the Ace Brewery people have everything so uptight.
Now, next to Chuck Connors, you are the most popular man on the street.
What do you mean, next to Connors? Say, I can put it over in that hooligan at anything from women to vinegar.
Now, if you could only do something that would bring your name into prominence.
Say, I've been in the Police Gazette, ain't I?
Oh, yes, but we mean something important. Headlines in the papers, the whole town talking about you. Something that would make people want to patronize any place that had your name over the door.
You see, Mr. Brody, if you could build yourself up, we would open up a saloon with your name in letters you could read from here over to Brooklyn.
Brooklyn. Brooklyn Bridge.
Yes, it would have to be something spectacular, something sensational.
That's just what I've been waiting for. You see that bridge? Huh? Well, I thought about it lots of times, looking at it out of my window. They call it the eighth wonder of the world. People come from everywhere just to look at it. If a guy jumped off that bridge, the whole world would know about it.
You mean you jump off from the Brooklyn Bridge?
Why not? You said you wanted something spectacular, didn't you?
Yes, but you couldn't do that and live, could you?
Well, you can't name a saloon after a dead man, can you?
We want to get our lager planted down here, but it isn't worth killing a man to do it.
Leave it to me, Mr. Herman. I'll take the chance.
Ach, du lieber Strohsack, hast du schon mal sowas gehört? Der will von der Brücke runterspringen.
Ja, aber
der ersauft uns ja, der Kerl.
Now, let's get this thing straight. I bet you that you ain't got the nerve to go through with your boast and jump off the Brooklyn Bridge, right?
Right. And if I makes the jump, I become the sole owner and proprietor of this saloon, right?
It's a bet. And if you croak, we'll bury you free.
Come on, boys, let's get out of this joint. I'm beginning to itch.
Don't get personal.
No hard feelings, Chuck. Here. Don't ever say I never give you nothing.
Still trying to be funny, ain't you, huh?
David Brody, he's gonna jump off of the Brooklyn Bridge.
Ah, he'll kill himself.
Steve's gonna jump off the Brooklyn Bridge.
All right, cat, let's go.
I'll bet he does. I'll bet he don't.
I bet he does.
Put up or shut up. It's against the law. Get a statement from Brody. You got a Chinaman's chance.
I got a hunch he'll make it.
I'll bet you the devil breaks his neck. Brody should make the jump, not me. Brooklyn Bridge. Ding!
Just a bozo, but I hope he makes it.
If he makes it, he's famous. I'm telling you. It's the talk of the town.
Please, Steve, please. If you really love me, don't do it. Everybody says you'll be killed.
Why, if I thought it would hurt you in the least, I wouldn't even think of it. Now, be a good girl and promise me not to worry. I love you more than ever. And it won't be long before we're trading the light fantastic together. Right in the open. With no Connors to worry about.
Well, of course, Steve, if you're perfectly sure everything will be all right. Oh, yes, of course I do. I miss you, too.
Did you get that, honey? Don't ever say I never give you nothing.
Bye.
Hey, Steve Brody, take a look at yourself. Now get this in your bean. Nobody knows about this but us three. It's a good thing you can't talk, Mumbo. And if anything goes wrong, you won't be able to hear neither. I'll cut off your ears and make you eat 'em.
Well, what's gonna happen to... Well, you know who I mean. After you wins the bet and takes his joint away from him.
You told me you were finished with him, didn't you? You told me you didn't like him no more.
Well, I was just wondering, that's all.
Well, tomorrow I'll be in Chuck's shoes and he'll be in mine. And boy, how they'll pinch him. Yeah, come on, let's get out of here. Get that blanket.
Come on, boys. We only got a half an hour. Let's get this funeral over with, huh?
Suppose he don't jump.
Oh, we'll bury him anyway. Hey, your spyglass tape. Come on. Hey, we're on. Get right in those carriages. Let's get down the grave. Thank you. Get right in. Let's get to going here.
Chuck!
What's eating on you?
Harry Nation is on the warpath. She just made mincemeat out of my good saloon, and she's headed this way.
She won't bother me. She knows enough not to fool with Chuck Connors.
That's where you're all wrong. She said she was going to chop up Suicide Hall and then come down here.
Better stay right here, Chuck. It'll take kid gloves to handle that old battle axe.
All right. You go ahead. And when he jumps, hand him that and an anchor. Go ahead. Wow. Holy gee. I've been waiting 5 years to see that mulligan cooking his own stew, and now I has to miss it.
I'll be waiting under that first pillar. Now, don't take any chances. Stay in the bottom of the cab until you get to the place where I showed you. Then throw the dummy with all your might. The coppers are watching both ends of the bridge. And if anybody asks you where you're going, tell them your grandmother is sick in Canarsie. Here, you take care of my derby.
Good luck, Steve.
All right, Swipes. What do you mean?
Somebody's copped it. We can't find it. Mumbo's been looking all over the warehouse for it.
What? What did you do with it, you rat? Spit it out or I'll kill you.
I didn't do it, Steve Honor. There was somebody else. Somebody got hip to us and copped it.
We're for you, Steve. Congratulations, Steve.
We know you can do it, all right. Get on your cab, dummy. We're on our way.
Steve, you can't do it. You wouldn't dare.
Dare? Listen, Swipes, nobody can ever say that Steve Brody never took a dare.
But the cops stopped you. You get pinched.
I gotta take the chance. Take yourself on the end of that procession and step on it.
Thank you. You're always you want a piece of sausage? Thank you. Sausage?
No, I got it. Supposing he doesn't get killed, Papa, then we wasted the whole day for nothing.
So we can bury you!
Hey, if I wanted to commit suicide, I'd pick something easier than that.